Bees! Space bees! For Stonemaier Games' let's see, 5th worker placement outing, colony building interplanetary bees was not high on my list of possible themes, but here we are, it's 2023, things have gotten weird, and we have Apiary, the debut design by newcomer Connie Vogelman. And you know what? Out of this world theme or not, it's actually pretty damn cool. In strictly cold mechanical terms, Apiary is a worker placement resource conversion game. You place one of your worker bees on an action space on the board, bumping any current occupant back to their player, then take the action which is mostly going to get you resources, convert your resources, or spend them to upgrade your board with abilities, capacities, or things that will translate into points. But describing it in such cold, calculating mechanical terms is a great disservice, because the thing that makes Apiary special is the sense of mutual exchange, the communal cultivation that brings each game to life. Not only is bumping a worker back to a player generally beneficial for them, giving them access to a worker at one higher strength without them having to spend a turn to recall all placed bees, but many actions benefit you by increasing their strength if there's already another bee on the board. And this goes one step further with exploration, which is one of the primary ways that you'll use to actively scoop up additional resources. Players benefit by navigating the mothership to an unexplored location. Being the first to go there, you scoop up some bonuses, but then you set up a planet which produces resources assigned by current and future visitors, many becoming more powerful the more people go to them. Now, the conversion action has a great thematic and so clever bit of development where initially you can go there and just make standard conversions as printed on the board. But if you place a strength 4 worker, the beefiest a bee can be, you also get to create a dance, setting up your own multi-resource conversion that now and forever can be used by anyone, benefiting you if other players use it. Yes, like in real life, with your dancing, you'll impress your friends and intimidate your enemies, but the whole game isn't all about this communal management and development. No, about half of the game is actually personal development taking place on the seemingly ridiculous sized player board with your hive and colony. Starting with one of your many possible, though rather subtle, player powers, your ship is both the capabilities and capacity of your bees. Initially, you can hold a paltry sum of basic and so coveted honey and wax primo resources. As you take advanced actions, you'll add farms, which increase your capacity and passive production when you recall bees, recruits who give you bonuses timed to taking specific actions, and developments with one-time goodies upon construction. But the hive is small, and you want a mighty Apis empire, so you drop a bee on the grow action and construct a frame, additional capacity for tiles, and hey, you can even flip your faction power over to the upgraded side while you're doing it, as long as you used a strength 4 bee. Which brings me to the delicate dance of Apiary. Most worker placement games are predicated on limited space that is taken up by a player's worker used to take an action. Apiary is far from the first with worker bumping or even worker strength, but the decision space changes from an act of denial, taking up space, to consider how much you want to help an opponent, them taking a worker back. Now, to complicate things, we have strength. Most actions are better the higher strength of a bee you send out, and have a special bonus if you use a strength 4 bee. Then, whether bumped or recalled, bees increase in strength by 1 when returning to your active pool, except for the 4s, because life is tough and they deserve to retire. When a 4 strength returns, you lose that worker and place a token on the hibernation comb, both giving you benefits and ushering in the end of the game when all the spots for your player count are filled. There's a really interesting, curious, intuitive, but layered resource management puzzle at hand. Helping yourself helps others, and using high-strength units results in more potent actions, but ultimately hampers your workforce, necessitating some growth to get lower one-strength workers. It's dynamic, it's snappy, and ultimately, it just feels really good. Sure, there are criticisms to be had. The theme, while now charmingly weird to me, feels unnecessarily convoluted and could have just as easily been normal bees here on Earth or about a million other things. Also, the player powers lack a lot of mechanical and thematic personality, just a nudge in a direction, though you get to cultivate so much else as you go that it's not really a problem. And learning the game is pretty opaque for what is ultimately a fairly smooth and focused system. Heck, there are 3 rulebooks even before you get to the solo mode just because there are a lot of layers in such a small space. And ultimately, the game plays nice in a way that a lot of people will resent, relying on tempo and efficiency rather than conflict to fuel the momentum. But for me, I really dig it. I'll admit, I was a little skeptical on this one. I go into every project wanting to like a game, but the theme, the Space Bees, it felt a little dubious to me. The game itself looked a bit gimmicky, and the fact that it's been a while since I unequivocally loved a Stonemaier game, I wasn't sure. But playing it immediately had me wanting to play it again, and then again, and now I just want to play it even more. Goofy theme or not, Apiary is clever, nuanced, and delightful. And that's our review. But let me know, what are some games that had to win you over as far as the theme, that had you a little skeptical at first, but then just completely took your heart? Put it in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching, thanks for supporting, and thanks for being such a fantastic community. You know that I've been Jack for the Cardboard Herald.